we have people do all kinds of crazy things to get customers taken care of. And I know a lady was in the checkout line at Walmart and her debit card wouldn't work one day, and a lady that runs our debit card department got the cash out of her account for her with the customer's permission, of course, and drove that to Walmart and delivered it to the customer. I mean, we just do whatever it takes to get the customer taken care of, and I think that's unique in today's banking environment.
I'm sure a lot of people that are talking about it, conservation, why we don't do something with particularly commercial properties to stop them from watering the street every morning. I mean, I've got one guy that goes on, he calls me about 5 times a week.
A week?
Yeah. Gives me a report, and I call them in.
Are they the same ones?
Mm-hmm. They've been out to visit them, but it's kind of a moving target. But they sure don't pay attention. Managers of businesses don't pay any attention.
You just go home at night and inspectors are going.
Gem Lake Road, and you go out there and take pictures of Gem Lake Road every morning by the businesses are on that corner where it goes to Tasco's Road and Gem Lake crosses and it goes west. It floods there every morning.
Yeah.
Look,
Your people have been out talking, and he said he appreciates it.
You probably see when you're out,
Do we not
John.
have an option to issue tickets in situations like that?
We don't.
Not yet.
We did not.
Well, why do you not?
You know, I asked that same question. If you're going to be irresponsible,
Let's
continue it. It's criticism, it's a legitimate criticism. I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't make sense that they can keep doing it.
I mean, if you pointed it out in a gentle, womanly fashion,
I could go do that.
and they continue to do it, we ought to have the provision whereby we can take it. Because not only does it waste the resources, but it damages the streets and the gutters.
Well, that's
Could you
his
shame
point.
them rather than
There's a,
penalize them?
His point is-
You know, put the names in the front page of the paper or something.
Public flogging
Say these people.
of the rack.
I turn in a doctor's office that waters all the way down to Meadow Park seems like every weekend.
Well, and when it's cold, I mean, it just freezes. And
What if it's
creates
our
ice.
emergency
He said that
we probably
accidents.
could. I don't know the exact form that would take. We have the ability to ticket when you trigger drought contingency. That's the authority you have today, but just general wasteful, irresponsible use, we don't have that. Be glad to look at it and bring y'all back something to discuss.
I think that's
Kind of are you envisioning something kind of like a 3 strikes
That'd be
deal?
awesome.
If you guys are out there, one of them, how is that any different than any other type of control that we do? Maybe we have some comments from, is this a bad idea or a good idea?
It's pretty difficult to police. I mean,
Yeah.
if the wind's blowing and you know, you're set your sprinklers
Well,
to
true.
irrigate your yard, and the wind changes directions and blowing it in the street, then you're going to try to find someone for that.
Yeah.
I think you need to do it with
Yeah.
incentives.
I think one of the difficulties will be defining what's
Abuse.
wasteful.
We also started a little Hatfields and McCoy deal with
Neighbors?
neighbors and business competitors.
Well, it's like pornography, you know. I'll know it when I see it. I'll know it's wasted.
Irrigation meters is probably your simplest solution, and requiring it on commercial properties.
Teach us, what's that mean?
An irrigation meter, so you have a separate meter for irrigation exclusively, and then if they violate, you can cut off the meter.
And there's a challenge with that when you have an ordinance that's trying to require them to have greenscape.
We need to look at that again, too.
They're, I would say, probably close to neck deep now in the landscape ordinance.
Good.
Yes.
Who's doing it?
Right now, it's being done internally and come back to you through the whole process.
But we keep seeing people, like you said, who don't care. And there's, you know, they don't have an incentive to care.
Pocketbook.
It's not their
It
pocketbook.
works on a percentage of people, and a high percentage. I think we've done well with that. But there's some people that just don't care. If you're, I don't know whether they think it's none of your business or they got busier things to do.
They have a business.
They're just the employees and they don't have
Everybody's
control
business.
over it.
It's everybody's water.
True, and I think that's part of it. I mean,
Yeah, they don't care. I mean, they're not
Or
big
the
bill.
sprinkler goes off at 4 a.m. and shuts off at 6 like we want. there's nobody there.
They care how many ketchup packets they give you.
They don't see the guy.
Why don't they care how much water they use?
I don't know if we can equate that.
We haven't educated enough.
Can we put that in the ordinance?
Sure. 2 ketchup
Yeah,
packets.
supersized fries and 1 ketchup.
That's right, really.
Counterintuitive.
There is an issue, San Angelo, all these cities in western Texas are having to really ratchet down the irrigation. And because the city fathers here have been so responsible since the 40s and 50s.
With production.
In production and to buy water runs. I mean, it's true. It is very bothersome that we're not more aggressive about limiting usage of water. And we've taken the first steps that were not very painful. But it's difficult when these other cities are having to be.
But they're having to be. The drought contingency plan says they aren't producing at 90 or 80% of use. Isn't that right, Jerry? And because, like you say, we have the foresight to put in a reservoir, we're probably not going to reach those things. But it seems like there ought to be some device to get somebody's attention who flaunts it day after day. I don't know what it is.
Well, just because we have it doesn't mean it's ethically use it, you know, so.
I think legal can probably find us some information.
I'm glad to do some research. So I think
We also don't
2
want to create
questions
a policing
that
problem.
really strike me are, what's waste?
Yeah.
You're right, we'll know it when we see it, but I mean, we need some definition. And then in the case of, say, a franchise location, who do you issue a ticket to?
Well, and you got a leasee, you know, I've had this personal experience. A leasee turns the water on, it freezes. And there's other liability problems with that. But the person in the store had no control over the sprinkling system. There was somebody in Dallas that literally had control of the sprinkling
And
system.
we know of several franchises here that's going to be.
Western Plaza, it's almost exclusive.
Well,
There you go.
if the person who had control got it, they would police the person that was
But I
on
don't
the
think
ground.
there's simple answers. I think we ought to study it and look at it. I don't think, I mean, it seems pretty simple, but it isn't.
Oh, I know. But I appreciate what you said
We can
about.
sure jump
we need
into
to
it
be
and
more
start looking at it.
serious.
That's not something that's been the direction before, so if we go ahead and.
I hope they're looking at that certainly how they can conserve the landscape ordinance too, because, I mean, it's just contradictory. You gotta put them right. For instance, when you get off on Ross, all those businesses have them blowing in the street every day, and you guys in TxDOT are constantly patching that street because it freezes. And it's just kind of counterproductive to keep doing this.
Yeah, because we said they had to have so much landscaping on the perimeters of the property, and they have to keep it up, so there you go.
It's true.
Well, we're really trying to put an emphasis on still maintaining the intent of the landscape ordinance, but being flexible in what and how you meet those standards.
I think you are, but it's also been confusing because I've referred a couple calls to you guys where they thought they couldn't do anything reading the landscape ordinance. It took a lot of clarification from your staff to get it to a point where they can move ahead, and they're trying to, you know, they're building a building, but they want to finish their landscaping, but we're sending pretty confusing messages to them, and they aren't getting that message till they call and pursue it, and that's kind of at the end where, oh, golly, I don't want to buy all this landscaping if I could do zero-scape.
Actually, yeah, and I really think that people still don't have a good idea of what that is.
Well, a true xeriscape
Mhm.
will cost more than putting in a lawn.
Originally.
Originally.
And then, in the long run, you'll say.
But the other thing I've heard is that with zero-scaping or if it incorporates buffer grass, it takes about 5 years of work to get that established, to really make it work. And some people don't think that, so you get it for a year and then it's dirt.
Well, yeah, it's not short-term gain, but it's long-term.
But somehow you have to build in that
Sustainability.
they have to know that, because if they opt for that and then they don't take care of it, we got just as bad a mess with dirt.
I think the only way to do it is education and through also showing what it can look like. I know we're doing that in at least one place and probably more, 2 or 3 places.
Right up front of City Hall.
Yeah.
In fact, this one just probably last year really matured and
It looks great.
gives you an opportunity to, and some of it's a perception issue. I mean, you know, the old joke that xeriscaping is not black plastic and white rocks.
Mhm.
It's not.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the Tony's commission is to study it.
We will study it.